So in this video, what I want to cover with you guys is potentiometers. And a potentiometer is actually a special type of resistor that has the ability to vary its resistance, making it one of the most versatile components in electronics, right? It's just a different configuration of the voltage divider circuit we look at. Now, by adjusting the position of the wiper along the track, the resistance can be changed, which allows for precise control over, current or voltage in the circuit. Potentiometers, we use them in applications ranging from things like consumer electronics to precision equipment, thanks to their simplicity and flexibility, right? And the symbol for the potentiometer is like this. You have like a little arrow pointing at the center, and the same resistor symbol we are accustomed with, so we know that according to where the arrow is pointing, we kind of vary the resistance. And the potentiometer is actually a three-terminal device. The first three-terminal device we'll be looking at, and two ends are connected on the resistor track, and the third is connected to a removable wiper. And the way the potentiometer is used depends on how these terminals are connected. And when all three of the terminals are utilized, the potentiometer will actually function like a variable voltage divider. Right? So potentiometers typically look like this. If you ever use the old school volume adjustment, the nice tactile volume adjustment knobs, it's actually a potentiometer. And there are also trim pots, which are another type of potentiometer we use. And these really were meant to be adjusted during manufacturing for when you do calibration, things like LCDs or different sensors and stuff, and really adjusted with a screwdriver. And it wasn't really meant to be adjusted by the end user, right? But it's really cheap and good for prototyping, so I usually tend to use these, even though these were meant for end user applications, but we are learning, so it's okay to use these trim pots. All right, and we'll actually have a circuit that we could actually demonstrate this on. So the circuit I have right now, we have typical circuit. Current is coming in, the LED is limiting. Go to the LED, but this is a fixed voltage. And if we want to manually adjust the brightness, what you'll actually have to do is we'll actually have to change the resistance value. Now the potentiometer allows us a way to easily do that. So what you could do is, I have a potentiometer here. This is a 50K trim pot, and we'll actually use that to adjust the circuit. So let's disconnect ground, right? Just as the circuit has. We must leave the 1K with the LED. That's important, right? But what we will do is, if you notice how it's set up, at this center connection here is the point at which we have the LED is now. So we'll actually put that at the center point here, right? And then I like to leave it just like slightly hovering like that, so we can actually see what's going on while the connecting. We put one into the positive like that, and then we put the other end into the negative like that, right? And what we should have is our potentiometer connected. But if you notice now, the LED has no return path to ground, and we'll actually connect this from here, and we'll also bring it into the ground side of the potentiometer. And that is the little connection we have, so we could test with, right? So we have our potentiometer here. We have positive coming in on one side, negative on the other side, and the center tap is actually going to the LED. And then, the return from LED is also connected to ground, right? So that's how we can test it. So we can actually do the adjustment, and we see, as we turn the trim pot, the LED will get brighter or dimmer, right? And that's one way we can kind of control the brightness and dimness of an LED by using the variable resistor, which is our potentiometer. That's it for this video, guys. I just want to show you, the potentiometer, which is like a practical application of the voltage divider, and you'll see that we'll use this when you get later and move on to microcontroller-based circuits. That it's actually a very useful device, not just in electronics, but also in more advanced electronic stuff. So that's it, guys. We'll in the next next video we start looking at capacitors and capacitance.